has laid her first brood in a burrow near the sea. Her nest is just on the outskirts of the beach, the perfect vantage point for scavenging hapless morsels washed in by the tide. At the moment, the tide is out, but it won't stay that way. The ants must make haste and stockpile what they can, while they can.
Hello everybody and welcome to Empires of the Undergrowth. My name is Sean and today we're doing the Rising Tide mission, episode 2.1 on the campaign and our insane run. And boy, this one was a fucking pain. So this took me, well, probably 19 hours of film time, and not including the hours spent just testing and working out what the hell I've done wrong and why I've done it wrong. On this one, the setup is extremely important, and I realised that tanks are shit. So we start out with three types of ants. We've got the new wood ants. You've got your standard worker. You see the blue one in that bottom right there? That's your soldier ant. And on the yellow mark, which we've just clicked away, is the ranged wood ant. And for this mission, I went with the rapid fire wood ants, which we'll explain in a little bit further detail in a moment. But basically, there are the three types of ants. The tanks, for night one on this mission, are useless. There's no real point. Unless you've got extra food, there's no real point in getting them. So we're starting with the workers. The reason why we're starting with workers...
There is food to be found all over the beach, but the wood ants must be cautious and choose their trails carefully. Tiger beetles frequent the higher ground, and they will make quick work of any wood ant that strays.
So as I was saying, the reason why we get workers is because we can get all this food really, really quickly. We need to gather it really quickly, and just by paying for the tanks, we can get, for the price of 2 tanks, you can get 5 wood ant workers. So that's 3 extra lots of food per, 100 food spent on building your ants, essentially. That we can grab. Now, the number you want to go for is 13. Any more costs you too much. Any less, go with the first lot of wood ants that you build, workers that you build, go with 13. And start on the far end of the
There
beach,
are other wood ants out here. They have also come to take advantage of the buffet provided by the sea. Territorial disputes will invariably favor the colony.
Yep.
With the
So the
greater
enemies
numbers.
currently on the beach, you've got these tiger beetles you see running past here on a little patrol, and then you have the wood ant colony up to the north. Now we're just watching these tiger beetles. You just got to time it right, and any excess food that you're getting being brought back, you need to quickly spend on building yourself some ranged wood ants, which is why I'm going for the yellow marked ones down there. Don't need them to be built yet, just want to grab this food. Alright, they're staying there, so we're going to go take a run at this and grab this food. The reason why we grab the food further down the beach is because towards the night the tide comes in, hence the mission name, and that's where, all that food then gets washed away. So we need to grab this food down the bottom here first, and do the longer range runs, and then you can do the shorter range runs later. Now up here, we'll have to time this. That's something we've got to do later, but...
The battle has begun.
Oh, I'm just checking there. So occasionally those ants will sit and disrupt your supply line. That's why I have to, micromanage everything. This mission is a lot about micromanagement. Get some more food tiles in here. Right, so we've got enemies in the nest, but at the minute they're not our priority. We don't have things to fight them. Now, real quick, what you can see me doing is just dragging workers back into that nest group. And this is going to allow us to expand nice and quickly. Dig out a bit of a bigger tunnel so we can get more ranged ants in here. Keep them in these pockets. Now, the reason why I'm building the way I'm building is for the enemy that's going to come later. Which you will see. It all falls into place, trust me. I have a plan. I'm a man with a plan. So, waiting for these ranged wood ants to be built, and we're just going to go dig out this little pocket here. Yeah, come on. There we go. Alright. So, you see me enable combat there? What you want to do is make sure that's enabled. There's way too many runs that I've ruined.
Has begun.
Look at this machine gun through this. The rapid fire wood ant. Look at this chew through it. Yeah. Get that beetle larvae out of here. Right, grab all this food and then get ourselves back up top in a moment. Come on. Come on. There we go. Right.
The tide is coming in. Soon the lower levels of the beach will be flooded. Any ants caught in the surge will be washed out to sea.
So, now we have to take a risk. These big tiger beetles here, they move in a random pattern, and there's 4 of them on a same difficulty. So you've just got to time it, and it does take a little bit of RNG and a little bit of luck. Just got to time this right. You see me hook in here, cancel, disregard, disregard, disregard. Run away, run away.
The ants have been spotted by Cichindala hybrida, the northern dune tiger beetle. With its long, slender legs, it's the king of speed on these intertidal flats. Its wide, carving jaws will slice effortlessly through squads of wood ants. It's going to take a monumental unified effort to bring this beast down.
Right, so we grab that while we can. And then we're going to get ourselves ready to grab some more food. As you can see, in the bottom left, you've got the mini-map of the overworld, and the water has already risen dead high. We're just waiting for these little ant bastards to get out of the way. Whenever you're above ground, you want to disable combat. You see me start enabling it now.
The water is rising quickly.
Control Group 1 has it disabled. Control Group 2 has it enabled, because they'll be able to just shoot through these ants. But what we don't want to do is just trigger these beetles down here by essentially picking a fight. Make sure that's disabled. Range down to just machine gun through the enemies. Grab all this food. Come on. Come on, little ants. Right. Then we'll get ourselves up. Did you see the tide coming in again? Get ourselves wood ants. You've got to be constantly getting these wood ants done. We've got a handy little trick, as you can see we start doing here. We've got a pocket of food to the south, and it's normally not accessible. While we wait for the tide to rise again, we might as well start clearing out most of this underground.
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
Here we go. Move ourselves back. Ready. Steady. Go. There we go. So the rapid fire ants are great, because as you can see, we just scythe through the enemy right now.
The tide has almost reached its highest point. The sands east of the nest are about to be completely flooded.
So workers, not only are they cheap to build, they're also cheap to reproduce. So a egg for a worker, as you can see, it costs 5 to hatch for our normal wood ants. For the workers, it's only 2. Hence why we're using them as meat shields, because they're just so much cheaper, and we can just throw a lot at the enemy really quickly.
The tide is in, and soon night will fall. As the temperature drops outside, nocturnal creatures begin to awaken. It would be wise for the roofer colony to stay underground, and hope that their nest remains hidden until the morning.
So we're going to sit out here and wait now. And we're obviously just staying clear. The tiger beetles are going to go up to that line. Just going to sit and wait. And we're going for that pocket of food down to the south. There's a lot of food here that we can grab. As you see, some of the enemies starting to come out.
Overground, nocturnal hermit crabs rule over the sands at night. These creatures are typically scavengers, searching for algae and carrion on the beach. But due to the unusual incursion of Formica rufa colonies into this area, this particular community of crabs has developed a taste for ant flesh.
Right, so there's the first 2 enemies. We have hermit crabs to fight on the first night, and they are tough, and they have regeneration and a complete pain in the arse. But that big one won't follow us in, because he's not part of the wave attack.
The hermit crab has found its way into the nest. The ants must mount a swift and decisive defense.
Get stuck in. So as soon as the narrator announces about the hermit crabs, those tiger beetles disappear. That gives us that really short window to quickly rush in. That's why I had them prepared there for the night. And that's what you need to do. You need to do that to grab this food. We'll stick these back in their nest group because they're done gathering. We've successfully killed the first wave of hermit crabs. This wave isn't difficult. It's the last wave. So while we're waiting, we might as well start digging. We've got a bit of time to try and kill some of these underground creatures. This is where things become rushed. I mean, it's the same difficulty, so obviously it's going to be rushed, but this is where things start to really pick up, and we need to get shit done quickly. And if we've got a bit of a gap to clear out this this burrow, then we need to, because that's going to give us extra food. We always need the food. So I'm just keeping my
Predators
eye
are
out.
loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
Get ourselves in. Right, so typically, as soon as we open the underground, the fucking
The colony is starving.
hermit crabs
There's
start
not
coming in.
enough food to feed the new brood.
So this we should manage. Oof, he says. There you go. Alright. Awesome. So we're going to grab that food real quick. The enemies are going to come in.
A group of hermit crabs have stormed the nest. The larvae must be
Start
protected.
mapping out our next room. So we're going to build. The reason why I build like this is because it's more efficient for upgrading the tiles, which we haven't done yet, but we're going to do later. Let's get shooting. Lovely. So again, this wave of hermit crab, not necessarily difficult. As you see, their health starts to go up ever so slowly, so you can probably see on this one. He'll curl up inside its shell, and then it starts to regenerate its health, even though you're doing so much damage. This is why we pick the rapid fire ants, because they actually do a significant amount of damage. So we're not worrying about gathering food, because we've just gathered, there's 80 food. Great. Start leveling up, and that's the upgrade that I'm talking about. But we need to keep clearing out this burrow. Why? Because we've got more pockets of food. Yeah, everyone's stuck in here.
Predators are loose in the nest.
See, our workers are
Larvae
squishy,
must be
and they die
protected.
quickly. And this is going a little bit backwards, but they're the best option we've got right now. Because they're cheap, efficient, affordable. Tanks just cost way too much. When your tank dies, it costs 5 food. That's 2 workarounds. For every tank, essentially, so you can regen. There you go. So we just gathered a shit ton of these little ant eggs. Pull ourselves back up. So I'm hiding everybody in
More hermit crabs have found the nest.
for this fun little tactic that I'll show you in a second. So send the workers in. Make sure
The
combat's
queen is in
enabled,
imminent
as I'm
danger.
spin around. Right, then we send out ranged wood ants. Now you notice how our ranged wood ants are now stacked behind the queen. We're going to use the queen as a little bit of a shield, just to buy time for our workers to come back. Now on our nest group, combat is disabled so that they can keep, picking up the eggs from the queen and dropping them back off to spawn our workers. You see here, we've got this absolute wall. We've got 108 food, so
The
we
ants
continue
must
to
protect
spawn
the
workers.
queen.
And our machine gunners are starting to grind away. This is the only way I found that I was able to do this part of the mission. I couldn't do it with tanks at all. I think it's just because hermit crabs used to give you a ton of food, and they don't anymore, so I couldn't have enough food. It's been a long time since I played this game, so like the update, I think they've nerfed the amount of food that these hermit crabs give you. You see the regeneration going up, so it's wiggling that health bar on the enemy.
The ants must
here we go.
protect the queen.
So that's how I got past the first night. Now what we're going to do is quickly grab this food and get ourselves collecting as quickly as possible. So to that end, just to get more workers spawning in, I've moved them into the nest group just so that they go and plant the eggs. You always want to have those 7 workers at the start planting. And then you can just move the other workers over, which we will do in the later rounds. We'll move those workers over to the nest tile and just leave them. So it's not like they're going to get wasted, they're going to continue to just be useful. Alrighty. Get them 3 over there, get our guys over here. So what I'm doing now, the tide's going to start going down. So we've got a handy little trick that we can do here on both of the mornings. See, the tide's just gone down, get some upgrades going. Right.
The tide is receding, and a new day dawns. The hunters of the night return to the safety of the shadows, and the ants can begin to lay down new trails. The harvest must go on.
Right, so we disable food gathering all the way up so that we don't grab this first pocket. And then all the way up to here. And then wait for your ants to all gather, beautiful, and then just enable food gather.
A dead sardine has been washed up on the beach. This feast is too precious to pass up, but the smell will soon attract other scavengers.
Don't bother.
The ants will need to amass in great numbers to defend such a prize.
Do not bother with the fish. Tried it, it doesn't work. You just end up fighting with the ant colony and losing more than it's worth. So we've gathered that master pocket, which is normally inaccessible because the other ant colony's there, and they'll just fight you the whole way, and it makes it not worth it. So in the mornings, you can just run up there and grab that food pocket, which is going to give you an absolute fuck ton, as you can see here, and support all these upgrades that we're doing on these tiles now. For this pocket here, we can actually fight for it because the ants are a little bit further away. It's not too bad. There's only a couple guarding it. We can just shoot our way through. We'll enable combat to that extent. And you can see me accidentally misclicking because now combat and food gathering is disabled. For our ranged ants. You'll see me realise it in a second.
The ants must fight.
There you go. Oh shit. Might want to turn that up, buddy. This mortar ant's going to be a pain in our neck. And we're going to get shooting. So as you can see, we can just fight them off. This isn't a main worry. Need to turn the food gather back on. So, and there we go. We've netted ourselves some extra food. Now, we're going to get to the point when we start upgrading, is where we're going to have to start fighting these tiger beetles for the food, yet again. So, as you can see me, I'm always gathering the ants up here on top of the hill, because no ants come past, no tiger beetles come past, and it's a safe place to gather everybody. Right, we'll set the nest group to control group 3, and we'll just sit and chip away at these upgrades. We're going to get a first level 3 rapid fire ants, which obviously do more damage, have more health, and they slow the enemies. Ourselves down here now. Grab this pocket of food.
The battle has begun.
We'll just disable combat because we don't need them to. We don't need them to be fighting. We don't care. Just ignore them. Because your ants can and will just ignore them. No reason not to. Grab most of that food. We're not going to fight that. Not where that tiger beetle stood. We need to keep going with the upgrades. Our guys are chipping away up here, so we might as well start worrying about underground. You see, keep upgrading these tiles. We want to have a bunch of level 3s by the end of the night. We'll start building our first tanks now. Like I say, are slow and expensive, but they do their job. They just sit and take all the damage. Except they're really expensive and they don't take too much damage. Hence why we use the mighty workers for the first night, because it's just too inefficient for us to handle. There we go. Mapped out another room. It's going to be for some more ranged ants. Get ready. We're going to activate this pocket of enemies.
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
Yeah, we need all the food we can get, hence why we're doing this. And we're not bothering further down the beach now. We're just gonna continue in here. There we go. Look how quick we minced through that end now. Grab all this food. Come on, come on, come on. This is a long mission because you have the 3 nights to survive. This is a long mission. This is a bit of a grind, a bit of a pain, but is what it is. Upgrade the food tiles, good support for food. So the main aim is by the end of the start of night 3, which is the last night that you need to survive, you should have a ton of food in reserve to help your ants when they respawn. Because obviously it costs food to hatch new eggs, hatch new brood, and when your ants die, the eggs are going to hatch again. So you just have to keep on it. It's just keeping on it. There's this never-ending grind to grab food, which is just the most
Predators are loose in the
it's just
nest.
food
The
control
larvae must be protected.
and minimizing your losses. But it's just really hard. This game, this particular mission is just a micromanagement nightmare of turn, attack on, turn, attack off.
There are
Move here,
intruders in the
need to
nest.
put you back here. It's yeah, this one's a tough one. Hence why it took me, well, I say 19 hours of film time, 20 odd hours of, but yeah, it was probably fucking game time to finally hatch this fucker. There we go. Look at that. Yeah.
The tide is coming in. Soon the lower levels of the beach will be flooded. Any ants caught in the surge will be
Do you
washed
see
out
that
to sea.
on the minimap in the bottom left? You see all that stream of red? They're all going for that fish, which is why I say the fish is not worth it, because we just end up scrapping over it. There's just no point. Let's get this pocket done. Yes. Nest group, that initial nest group over to control group 3. Just have them gather the remains of the food
There are intruders
while
in the
our
nest.
main 2 sit clear. Turn that off. Through. Yeah, cheese through these fuckers. The tanks don't really last too long, especially from these big coach horse beetles, which is why I think it's just worth getting workers, to be completely honest with you. Yes. That done. We have a couple of more pockets to mop up in here. The last one that we leave is the top right one, because they're just full of devils, coach horse beetles, the big ones. And yeah, it's particularly
The water is rising quickly. The ants
destructive.
must head for higher ground.
We'll start cutting our way up here. The upgrades. Right, we're getting all our level 3s up
There are
now.
intruders in the nest.
Tanks you don't really have to upgrade, it's just your ranged wood ants that you want to give in the upgrades to, just for that higher damage output, etc. Just grab all this. I love the soundtrack for this game. Just so pep and bouncy. But then it also can be like morbid and creepy and stuff at the same time. We'll just wait down here for the enemies to come. Get the last of our tanks.
There are intruders in the nest.
And then we'll just dig this out. Set stuff in the middle here, and just shoot.
The ants
shit.
must
This.
fight.
Lovely. Look at this. Fucking mincing through stuff now. And let's start when everything's really difficult. And just in time as we open this next
The
pocket.
tide has almost reached its highest point.
Just stops down
The
there.
sands
Get
east of
boys.
the nest are about to be completely flooded.
So these are black ants that we're fighting that are hiding in this nest, and these are obviously all the eggs. Now, when you start, this is interesting, or I find this really fascinating. When you start next to a dead ant queen, and that's because wood ant queens will often depose black ant queens and then just take the nest for themselves, which is why you start with black ant workers. I thought it was an interesting little sort of Easter egg, I guess, or homage to nature that they threw in.
There is
Doesn't
another
like
creature
actually what
roaming
happened.
the sands tonight. Arctosa parita, the sand bear wolf spider. In the day, these spiders retreat to the shade provided by larger plants on the edge of the beach. But once the sun has gone, they are far more active and on the hunt for a midnight feast.
So I was going to split the tanks and the ranged, but I decided to shove everyone in one box. So, sand spiders, horrible, fast, and they send a fucking ton of them. Now, as you can see, we've got 332 food, which is great. It's what we need. I don't want to spend any more right now. I could afford getting one or
The
two.
wolf spider
There we
has
go.
found the nest entrance. She is only small, but her venom will quickly incapacitate any ant that tries to fight alone.
So these guys, rather than traditionally running straight at your queen, they'll run to your nest group first, which is a complete pain in the ass. That's why we sit everyone in one nest group, because they'll run between each nest site. As you can see, worker one down here, tank up there. This is why we built it the way that we built it, and I've also dug those holes to allow the spiders to run in between, and we can just pick them off when they end up in this one nest site. What'll happen after a while, what'll happen after a while is you'll get they'll start attacking your queen, but at the start they kind of just sit there. To be honest, they just flip between your nests. So let's just pick them off. That's the last one that we've got to do, and that one is a toughie. But we've cleared out, as you can see, checking around. You've cleared out every, we've cleared out every entrance. This is where the enemy's coming from, by the way, which is why you have very short notice, especially with how fast the spiders are. So, yeah. Wait for it. Any minute now. See if you get bored. I'm like, I know you're there. I know you're coming. I know this next wave is due. Right, we'll build some more of this. The Night 2 by far is the easiest out of all of them.
Another wolf spider has entered the nest. This one is large, fast, and voracious.
Whenever I say another, it's not just another, is it? As you can see, the run between nest groups, and we just sit in here and just mince through them. Now, the spiders actually provide a really good amount of food. Now that this guy's stuck here, we're like, right, well, we'll sit and get engaged now. You can just chase him down. But the spiders actually provide a decent amount of food, which is good for us. I believe more so than what the hermit crabs do. So, it's quite handy. See me get tempted to dig up here to open this pocket up. Wait for this last wave. So every night you get 3 waves, regardless. So on the final night it'll be a mix between hermit crabs and the stand spiders. This is why at the start I built the nests the way that I've built. So the enemies can run between. The spiders can run between and not trigger us. We might build a little nest site down here as well. Might do some tanks in there. Right. Here we are then. So sat us down at this one. It doesn't really matter which nest site you do, to be honest, because the spiders are just going to run between all of them anyway. We get quite a few on this last wave. So my mistake was always opening that top pocket up too early, and usually at night being ballsy, trying to clear it out quickly. Here we go. Look at the wave. How many gribblies? Ugh. It's like a set of 8-legged freaks.
More wolf spiders have found the nest.
Kill them! Kill them all!
The ants must protect the queen.
They're coming out of the walls!
The colony is starving. There is not enough food to feed the new brood.
We're going to get all this food back from these spiders, so it's not a problem. Give it a mooch. And last but not least, there we go. Right. So now we're going to open this up and get this done before dawn rises, basically. Oh, no, we're not. I changed my mind, obviously. Clearly, we shall do it later. So, day 3. This is when we're going to start hunting the tiger beetles. This is when we're going to start taking the fight to them. And we could pretty much just flip-flop between using the workers and tanks now to gather the food. Or start switching over for using the tanks to gather the food, for a sec, because we pretty much it's nailed. See me debating. Yeah, fuck it. So I'll just do disable combat food gather and do the exact same thing as I did. I tried to previously I did try and banzai my ants into the water, just didn't get dangerously close. but it won't let you, unfortunately. I thought it'd be funny in one of the test runs to see if I could throw them into the water. It doesn't work. So the tide's starting to recede, and you know this because the food starts appearing on the minimap. Those little black dots in the water there. You know the tide's starting to recede. I'm going to build an extra tank nursery in that pocket to stock up on a few more. You have to keep your markers active, because otherwise your ants start running back to check in on the nest, which is really annoying. Yeah, Mom. Yeah, Mom. And we're going to get this food. At least now we've got 38 ranged wood ants. Now, the aim is obviously to get them all to level 3. Tanks, again, don't matter.
As the sun rises over a new day, the tide recedes. The nocturnal creatures return to the shadows, and once again, the harvest must continue.
As well. See if we can't be cheeky. And it's just all extra food, because night 3 is a pain. Here we go. Enable gather. Yeah. How much we grab? We should move everybody back down here now. Grab the rest of this way before the enemy ant colony gets to us. That's just a handy, cheeky, easy way to grab food here. And it nets you, I think it's like 300, 400 food, which is great because you can just do a shit ton of upgrades. Yeah. I'll start upgrading our main ants. Come on. Now let's go tanks. Like, come on. Yeah, I think just a few more tanks will be necessary for the final battle. Also, having a nest group down here means the spiders will run down into it for night 3. That's sort of what we're doing, why we're doing it. And we can get down and grab this pocket down here. We could go down to the beach, down at the base, but right now we're just grabbing what's near to us so I can get these upgrades done, and then we're going to work on demolishing all these tiger beetles. Ooh, that's close.
The battle has begun.
Turn combat back on. Turn the food gathering off, as you can see, and we are ready to start taking on the first tiger beetles. Here we go. And of course his mate comes to back him up. Look at this. Rapid fire. Jeez.
The huge tiger beetle has been defeated. There are many more of them, but this is a milestone moment for the colony. They cannot be bullied by sheer size alone.
Yeah, so we're just going to commit some tiger beetle genocide. Now, if you noticed, I haven't put the tanks into slot 1. The new ones that we've done. There we go. Now I realised. Dear. As you can see, we start to dig out another pocket. I'm actually debating making a third group of ranged wood ants. Just in case, it is an option. Well, we're going to upgrade these first, just depends how much food we've got left. But because the gathering's been doing so well, I feel like we've got that sort of option open to us. As we're just beating up those ants down at the beach, and look at our food go flying up. Your food stores are full, can't be having that. Spend it all. But look at that, 51 essentially tanks, even if you call them the workers as makeshift tanks. But essentially 38 tanks, 38 ranged wood ants, you know, all going to be level 3. We're going to commit some more tank genocide. Oh, sorry, tiger beetle genocide. Wait for everyone to gather up here. Oh, combat's begun. We should be able to handle this. Okay, maybe not. Come on, guys. I need you to get in here, tanks. We're losing too much food. Thank you. Okay, it's just a game of kill everything on the beach now. Now, what I should have done, what would have been the smarter thing to do, is continue moving further down the beach and gathering more food that way, and save these beetles till last. that's what I should have done. Little sort of takeaway point there. We'll hold this food now. We're pretty much just so strong that it's not going to matter. Like, look, we're all going to stop, drop our food, gun this guy through now. We'll just steamroll through this next stage. But yeah, what I should have done is gone further down the beach and gathered those other pockets of food. Would have given us more food, more option. So I should have gone down here. But yeah, I'm also considering just opening this pocket up now and just getting rid. So upgrading the food storage again, just to store more food. We want as much food in the larder as possible because we are going to take significant losses during this last night. As we go, move in and stay. Yeah, come on, tiger beetles. Fucking want some? Let's go, son.
The ants must
I'll
defend
fucking give it to
themselves.
ya. We'll go through all this cheese. Die, 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 die. Yeah, you will run away. Give me food. He's gonna come back in a sec. There's no way he doesn't come back. There he is. Hello. Thanks. Yeah, there you go. I need you to do your job, please. You. Good cover. So now I'm sort of realizing, you know, hey, let's get this pocket opened up because we want it done by before the night. But like I said, in hindsight, should have just gone down to the end of the beach and grabbed a bunch of food. It's quite frustrating that the tiger beetles don't attack the other ants.
The tide is coming in. Soon the lower levels of the beach.
Is what it is. You see me. See, we had a little jump there as my recording stopped. I had to quickly repress. Go, go, go. Rainbow Road, take me home. It's a me, a Mario. Fucking blue shells. Oh my mama, take me home. Rainbow Road. I don't know why that's got stuck in my head, but I hope. We're all a little mad here. Gather all the food. Gather all the food. So yeah, no, this is where we're just going to sit and stockpile, get ready for the night. There's a ton of food, which is awesome. So we can finish off upgrading these guys to level 3. And yeah, we basically just sit now and
The water is
wait
rising
for
quickly.
the
The ants must head for higher ground.
wait for these spiders and beetles and bullshit to come to us. Now, what you can do on these end ones, see it's like 11 of 12, you can stick for 5 food, stick speed tile in there, and just on the end, and that allows you to just get that whole lot upgraded. But we don't really need to do it. Now, we've got 372 food in the bank, which is beautiful. We're going to gain food in the waves that happen. Wait for this tide to rise. I want to see all these ants get killed. Yeah. Look at this. So many. So many. Just a pain in the ass disrupting the supply lines. Yeah, it's annoying that the tiger beetles don't fight with the ants, but that would be too easy because they just take each other out and we just take the spoils. Would be too simple. Look at how many there are. This is why we start at the bottom of the thing first, as you see me misclick. Don't want to do that. Alright, here comes the tide rising.
The tide has almost reached its highest point. The sands east of the nest are about to be completely flooded.
So we successfully cleared out the burrow, gathered a shit ton of food, basically committed war crimes on all the tiger beetles on this sand. But then again, we're insects, we always commit war crimes. Yeah, we've essentially done everything we can.
Fatality.
It's an annihilation. Right.
The tide is in, and soon night will fall. As the temperature drops outside, nocturnal creatures begin to awaken. It would be wise for the roofer colony to stay underground and hope that their nest remains hidden until the morning.
Yep. So there always was a temptation to go outside and quickly just pick off a couple of hermit crabs for some extra food. But the night 3 waves are so strong and come quite quick that it's just not worth it. We've just got to sit here and suck it up, essentially. Like, see them running over. Right, here comes the wave. And it's spiders.
A wolf spider has found the nest.
The reason why I went in this pocket is because of the of the tank pocket they've got at the bottom right. As you can see on the map, that little red spider running. So it's just drawing them down here because they have to pass through this area to get to it, so we can pick the spiders off nice and piecemeal. Now, yes, we're taking losses, but we're going to gain this food back massively in the spider waves. It's the hermit crab waves that we tend not to gain as much.
The ants must
So now we set
protect
ourselves
the
in the
queen.
middle because they're starting to envenomate our queen and do us some damage. Just why the narrator says we must protect the queen, blah blah blah. No worries, right. Essentially through the last of this. So we lost about 100 food there. I don't remember what we were on. We lost about 100 food, maybe 200 food now. Yeah. There we go. But now, we'll gather all this sweet, sweet nectar. Thank you very much. Thank you for all your food. It is most appreciated. Your sacrifice is... yeah, 56 food per spider. So that's just stocked us right back up. I think the hermit crabs give us like 38, something like that. That's what I've been noticing. But yeah. So we're down there on 600 food now. So I'm like, right, well, we'll chuck a couple of tank level ups in there. Why not? Not going to spend too much. We still, like I say, we still want to keep this reserve. But yeah, there you go. Here's the fucking absolute monster wave of hermit crabs that we're going to lose a lot of ants on. So, same tactic as we did night 1. Or it would have been. Oh, that's what I was considering, doing the same tactic as night 1. But I decided that we could just cram them in here. We'll be much better off. But as you can see, I start actually cock blocking our tanks from getting through. Because our ranged ants just crowed it. But yeah, I was kind of worried about them moving too far forward. But with our waves, obviously we slow down our enemies with our stuff. Our rapid fire is cutting through even their recovery rate now, because we've just got so much concentrated. And because they're tightly packed in, there's only so many that we can shoot at one time. And they're doing the whole pullback of retreating. Now, this is the reason why we put the workers now, those 19 workers that we had, back into that nest group. We can always drag them over if we need to in an emergency, but they're going to be running from the queen and dropping those ants off, dropping the eggs off. That's why going with workers at the start, not just to get through the first night, but also you have that reserve that you can constantly just be regenerating our forces as the final hermit crab dies. We get all this food back, and as you see, we start just level 2 in some of these tanks because we're going to have a swath of food. Look at that. Yeah, might as well just level 2 it. And here comes the last enemy.
A huge wolf
Because that
spider
long,
has found
this
the
is the
colony.
third wave.
This one
And
is
all
a
the
mother,
babies are in.
and her recently hatched brood have followed her into the nest. These ants are facing an overwhelming infestation.
We need to get ourselves back over to this queen here. Come on, boys. Obviously, they don't know what to shoot. We shred through. This by far is the hardest wave. Obviously, because they've killed all our workers now.
The
We
queen
just have our
is in
tanks
imminent
to roll out.
danger.
Yes, yes, she is. But we've got rid of the 2 big ones, and that is the important bit. These little ones we can just pick off now. Those 2 big ones are the ones that did all the damage. Oh my god. Come on, you little fuckers. And that is us. We just need to mop this up. And we have successfully conquered the mission. So that's how I did it. Don't There is obviously scope and room for improvement, but that's how I did it. Oh, let me just wait for the final end credits. Oh, it's beautiful. Victory is ours, victory is ours. Nope, nope, wrong theme, wrong theme. We're not doing that theme. We're not doing that thing. Yeah, look at that. Our food stores are full. Not for long, because obviously we're respawning, but that's it. We essentially have conquered the beach now. We could even go up outside and pick a fight with some people up top. Like, it doesn't matter. We've just, yeah, absolutely killed it. You just see all the morning monsters start coming up. And the tide starts to recede.
As the ants grow in number, the local predators pose less and less of a danger. Eventually they will be displaced from this area entirely. Despite the dangers of the beach, it seems this intrepid queen's gamble to establish her colony here has ultimately secured her success.
And a beautiful victory, and of course we're going to take the extra royal jelly for our upgrades. I don't really care about the territory, as we get plenty of that, but there we go.
How is the colony progressing?
The Queen is exhibiting interesting new behaviors. I believe the colony is beginning to adapt.
Go kill that. And we're back to our formicarium. We get to sit, we get to gather, and we're going to start digging out some spot for our wood ants. But that will have to wait until the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we're going to take on Challenge 2.2 next. And let me tell you, it's going to suck. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, stay awesome. Peace!